What's good, bro? Just thought I'd come on today and talk about how to actually be consistent because I'm seeing people online telling you to be consistent, but no one's actually explaining it properly. So I just thought I'd come on and talk about. I've just got a bunch of things written down that I want to speak about. The first thing that you need to know, you need to build your identity first. What I mean by this, if you're not that person who's doing the things, like if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't have that identity, how are you supposed to get things like gratitude, journaling, like meditation, cold showers? They're literally nothing without identity. You need to be that guy that's doing it, if that makes sense. I'm seeing too many people, including me back in the day whenever I first got into self-improvement. The biggest mistake I made to try to be consistent was my baseline. So the baseline is like here and all the good habits are up here. So your baseline's down here. Whenever you fall off your good habits, this is where you always come back to. My mistake was that my baseline was so low. So whenever I would fall off the good habits, I would fall back down here. So what you need to do is you need to raise that. You need to raise this baseline so you fall back onto good habits. So say that your good habits, like say you are doing the good habits, like journaling and all that stuff, like meditation, cold showers. That's got to be your baseline. All that stuff's got to be your baseline, so you always fall back onto that. I'm basically just going through everything that I've written down. So you got to set things for life. You got to have the mindset that you're going to be doing this for life. This isn't a thing that you're doing for short term. This isn't a thing that you're doing just to get something, just to get goals. This is something that you do for life. This is what helps you be consistent. So far we went through, you need to build your identity. You need to raise this set in stone baseline. You need to raise this up, and you also need to set things for life. If you do them three things, you're actually above everyone, and we've not even gone through most of the things that I've written down. So what I'm gonna say next, you're relapsing because your baseline is so low. You're going back to the bad habits because, as I said, your bad habits is what your baseline is. Your baseline is all the bad habits, right? So whenever you do fall off your self-improvement or you do fall off the good habits, you're falling back, and that's how you relapse. That's literally how you relapse. If you want to stop relapsing, that is how you stop relapsing, by building the baseline. That is literally it. If you want to get if you want to stop these bad habits and you want to be more consistent, it's the baseline and identity. That's the most important thing. But what I will say is, something that's also really important is progressively overloading your good habits. So when in the gym, you slightly raise the weight every so often so you can get higher reps, so more strength, you can get stronger. You progressively overload, right? I'm explaining this too much. You already know what I'm talking about, right? You gotta progressively overload them, because imagine you're a complete loser. You've never done any good habits. You've not taken cold showers, you've not meditated, you've not gratitude journals, you've not even read a book. If you just start doing all of that, just like that, if you randomly just start doing all of that, what do you think is gonna happen? You're gonna fall off so fast. So what you gotta do is you gotta start by say you wanna do meditation, right? Instead of doing 5 or 10 minutes a day, right? Don't do that, bro. I'm telling you now, if you try and do 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day, a day of meditation, after never doing it ever, you're gonna not you're gonna not do it, right? So you gotta start really small. Literally, if you can't even go a minute, do 30 seconds of meditation. That is better than yesterday, isn't it? You did, at least you did meditation this day. Or for example, cold showers, right? Your goal is to try and get a minute in a cold shower, right? If you could but you won't be able to do that if you've never done it, right? So start with 5 seconds. That's progressing. That's slowly progressing. That's what progressive overload is. Slowly, raising the bar, slowly raising the weight in the gym, or in this case, slowly raising the amount of time you do the good habits. But you only do the good habits when motivation is there, bro. This is the sad reality for a lot of people. Motivation is the biggest reason why people actually feel that. That sounds so stupid to say, right? But motivation, people only do things when motivation's there. They only do it whenever it's convenient for them, whenever motivation's there. So what you gotta do is you gotta build discipline. See, motivation is nothing without discipline. You're gonna fall off. See, if I was relying on motivation to do YouTube, I'm not motivated to do YouTube right now. It might seem like I am because I'm charismatic, right? I do enjoy what I'm doing, but I'm not motivated to wake up every single day and bang YouTube all day. I'm just not, realistically, right? So if I was relying on motivation, right, I would be gone. I would be gone off YouTube. And say, for example, you've been going to the gym for years, right? You've been going to the gym for 2 years. If you were relying on motivation, you wouldn't even be at the gym right now. I'm speaking to that one guy who's jacked as fuck and goes to the gym for the last 2 years. You would not be at the gym if you were if you're relying on motivation. So What you gotta do is you gotta build discipline. How do you build discipline? You kind of just, bro, it's so simple. You just do the hard work when you don't feel like it, bro. Like, force yourself to do it. But like, this is the mindset you need, right? You need to say to yourself, this is what I expect. So like every single night before you go to bed, like kind of write something on like a notepad and say like this is what I expect to do tomorrow. And the reason why I don't say like the reason why I'm telling you not to say or this is what I'm going to do tomorrow, right? I actually had this conversation with my friend. He was like, why are you not saying this is what I'm going to do? And I was like, because I'm setting a standard. You have to set the standard, and you kind of have to you have to have the mindset of you need to complete this standard or you're a fucking pussy, right? You need to that is actually how you build discipline. You need to set the standard. So every single night before you go to bed, right, this is what I expect to do, and actually like set down quite difficult tasks. And the next day, whenever the next day comes, you got to do it no matter what. Just say to yourself, I'm doing this no matter what. Nothing can stop me from doing this. So for example, yesterday I sat down. Like, this is the first time I've ever done this. This is what I expect me to do. That's the first time I've ever done this, was yesterday, right? I put down 2 videos, make £500, right? And I've actually managed to do that today, right? But I've recorded 2 videos too. This is the second video. And the third thing was to go to the gym. So I've done that already, right? So you got to do that yourself. You got to like kind of write, well, this is what I expect. Don't say this is what I'm going to do. Say this is what I'm going to expect me to do tomorrow. Like, you're kind of raising your standards. That's so important for staying consistent. Whenever you have this standard, this is literally how you build your identity and baseline, by setting a standard. No one's telling you this. No one's telling you to do this. Everyone's just saying you're being consistent, but bro, no one's actually telling you how to do it. I'm telling you how to do it. You literally build your baseline by raising your standard, and the only way you do that is by writing down the previous day. This is what I expect me to do. And every couple of weeks you raise the bar. You kind of raise the bar. You can progressively overload everything in life. That can be money, it can be the gym, it can be the good habits, it could be cutting out junk food, it could be like stopping smoking it, bro. You can literally progressively overload anything. That's like the sweet science. That's the best thing about progressively overloading things. Like, you can do it with anything, bro. But the last couple of things that I've got here, like, there's not much more, but do not overcomplicate things. Don't make things too overcomplicated. So what I mean by that, you know how I was saying earlier about like don't do 10 minutes of meditation, don't do like 30 minutes of meditation at the start of your meditation journey, or even after, you know, like at 2 years and you've like not done it for a week. Don't go back to like doing like an hour. If you actually like meditate every single day and then you have like a week off where you don't meditate, like forget to do it or something, you don't have time, right? Don't go right back into doing what you were doing last week. You got to progressively overload it again. You got to like kind of start again, and that's how you build back up again. So don't overcomplicate it, bro. I see so many young men at the gym, right? And the training's super hard, but they're overcomplicating it because they're literally there for 3 hours. You don't need to be at the gym for 3 hours. You don't need to do every single chest machine. You don't need to you don't need to do every single shoulder like press. You don't need to do every tricep machine, bro. Don't overcomplicate it. Make things simple. Create this little schedule that's simple to follow. Something that you can actually do, like a realistic like day you can have. For me, 2 videos a day and £500 a day is realistic because I've done it for the past 2 days. That's simple, isn't it? I can realistically do that. So what you gotta do is you gotta do the same thing as me. And it might not be £500, but say I'm gonna make £100 a day, and I'm gonna record a video if you do YouTube, or I'm gonna like hit legs today, I'm gonna go to the sauna. Do stuff that's actually realistic. Don't set stupid unrealistic goals. Don't overcomplicate things. It's so simple. Like, it's so important not to overcomplicate it, because if you overcomplicate, this is what happens, right? At the start of my self-improvement journey, I said to myself, I'm gonna be consistent in the gym every single day, 6 days a week for a year. Do you think I hit that? No. So what you gotta do is if you've never went to the gym, bro, realistically you're not gonna do 6 days a week. So do 3 days a week, progressively overload, like I said. Anyways, the last thing that I'm going to talk about is like with diet. So I used to have this really sick problem of binge eating, right? Binge eating, it's not seen as a mental health problem, but it actually is, because you're eating to fill like a little void. Back whenever I used to have really insanely bad anxiety, I used to like binge eat, right, to kind of like make me not feel anxious, but then after I would feel even more anxious. So it's kind of just a waste of time binge eating, right? If you're trying to get rid of this, or you're trying to get like rid of anything, like as in smoking or like drinking alcohol, or like wasting time on your phone, right? See, for diet, it's not a specific diet you need. It's not keto, it's not low carb, it's not high carb, it's not carnivore diet, right? It's just not eating junk food, bro. You just gotta be that guy. So it's not keto, it's not low carb, it's not high carb, it's not any of these stupid diets. It's just that you don't eat junk food. or like you just don't eat bread or like grains or something like that, right? That's how you go away. Like this is how you go around life and trying to stay consistent at things. You kind of just, bro, it all relies on identity, bro. Literally, all of this relies on identity. If you don't have identity, you're not going to be able to do any of this. So the first thing I want you to do, like the thing you should have taken away from this video, you need to build you need to build your identity, so you're not that guy who does these stupid things. So you're not that guy who smokes and does all this shit. You need to be that guy who's consistent. You need to have that in your mind already. You need to brainwash, or like almost brainwash yourself into believing that you're this guy who doesn't do any of that. Even if you did them like 5 minutes ago, you gotta brainwash you gotta brainwash yourself to believe that you're that guy. But yeah, all of this relies on identity. So if you don't build that baseline and your identity, then you're not going to get any of this. So the first thing you need to do is build your identity. But yeah, anyways, that's the end of the video. If you found this helpful, you can subscribe. If you want to push into the algorithm, you can like the video, blah blah blah. But yeah, enjoy your day, make sure it's productive, and love.